Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you had a great first few days of your virtual learning, and I hope you're not too overwhelmed. If you are, I just want to help you out with something right now. I want everybody to do something for me. I want you to take a big deep breath. Alright, everything's going to be fine. Okay? I want you to know that I'm here for you. Any problems you may have, any concerns you may have, send me an email, let me know. I want to pray for you. I want to help you out in any way that I possibly can. Today we're going to be looking in Volume 2. We're going to be talking about the New Age worldview. And if you haven't already, make sure you download and open up those workbook pages that I've got there for you, pages 303 and 304. We're going to look at answering those pages. Some of you may have already answered them in your physical textbooks, but since we don't all have those, we're going to go over these together right now because some of these questions will be fair game for your quiz that you have coming up next week. So if you look here, just as a quick reminder, we're talking about the New Age worldview. And if you remember, the New Age worldview is basically based upon pantheism, which, remember, pan means all, theism means God, the belief that all things everywhere are God. The definition, as it is in your book on page 299, says a primarily pantheistic worldview based on mystical beliefs that God and everything in the universe are one impersonal spiritual being. Remember, we talked about this is the worldview of Star Wars and the belief in the Force, the fact that the Force is everywhere, enveloping and taking over. And it's in the door, it's in the couch, it's in the pencil, it's in the food, it's in everything. God is everything. God is all things. And so as you look here on page 303 and 304, we're going to go through these questions and try and continue to help ourselves understand what is this really all about. So if you look on page 303, first question says this: why are biblical Christianity and Islam referred to as theistic worldviews? And remember, the reason why we call those theistic worldviews is because they both base their belief on the existence of one true, almighty, creator God. That's what makes them a theistic worldview. That's what separates them from the other worldviews that we've studied this year. The second question says, why is naturalism referred to as an atheistic worldview? And remember, we said this is an atheistic worldview. Naturalism is because it denies the existence of God. The whole worldview is based upon the denial of God's very existence. And so that's why we call it an atheistic worldview. And then the third question says here, why is the New Age worldview referred to as a pantheistic worldview? And as we've already touched on, it is referred to this because it is based on a belief that all things, including people, are God. And so this beginning three questions here kind of helps us see where we've come from, where we've been, and now where we're going, as we're going to talk about New Age worldview in this last quad. Question number 4 asks you this: the New Age worldview is actually an ancient worldview. Therefore, why is it called New Age? It's a great question, one that many people may not realize. And the reason for that is because it is called new, even though it is very, very old, because people that hold this view believe that one day a new age of peace and harmony is going to come once everyone embraces and realizes that everything that exists is God. I'll say that for you one more time. It is called new, even though it's very old, because people believe that one day a new age of peace and harmony is going to come to earth once everyone comes to realize that everything that exists is God. They believe that this new age is going to come once we all just get with the picture, get with the program, and believe what they believe. Question number 5. How does George Lucas represent the old myth of pantheism in the movie Star Wars? We know that he represents it by using the Force, that energy field created by all living things that surrounds, penetrates, and binds all things together. Question number 6. How does Eitan Boritzer's description of God in his children's book, What is God, differ from the biblical Christian view of God. And remember, that was the one where we were looking at how he described God as a thing rather than God as a person. That's the biggest difference. He describes God as a thing and not a person. He describes God as part or the same as everything that exists rather than creator of everything that exists. And this is so different than what the biblical Christian view is, that he is God. He is creator of everything. Number 7, what do New Agers believe about Jesus? What do they believe about Jesus? They don't deny his existence. They believe that he lived on the earth, but they do not believe that he is the God of the Bible or that he is the Son of God. They think that he was a human being like any other human being, and that all human beings are God. So there's nothing special in their eyes with who Jesus is. They believe that he's just like one of us. We're all a part of God. Number 8, according to the New Age worldview, how are Jesus and people alike? Well, according to them, New Agers believe there's no difference between Jesus and the rest of humanity. Both are equally God and are part of the same universal God force. Now, as you can see, there are some major inconsistencies that we can already identify in their belief about God. And as we continue on this journey over the next few weeks, we're going to see more and more about why this very popular worldview, I may add, has so many inconsistencies with what we hold to in our biblical Christian worldview. We want to do everything we can to equip you guys to see these inconsistencies and be able to understand where they come from and how we can better address them as we talk to people that hold these worldviews. Listen, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm praying for you, and I hope that you will have a great, enjoyable time. Get all your work done, and like I mentioned to you before, take advantage of these opportunities and use them for the best that you possibly can. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I really love you guys. Miss seeing you, and I can't wait till we're back together in class.